Hello, I'm Sophia Jessica, and welcome to the Fan Carpet.
Pleasure to speak to you today, Sam. How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you. Yes, it's a little bit rainy, but it's a good day. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well. So you've been a decorated member of the fire department for many years now. Why did you want to join the fire department and continue to fight the good fight?
Um, I there was nothing else I wanted to do. Even, when I was a little boy, I was pretending to rescue people and fight fires, and it just was one of those jobs that always appealed to me because I like helping people. There's nothing like that feeling of a successful rescue or putting out a fire and knowing that you've saved someone's possessions or their life even. No, it's an amazing job to do. I feel very privileged and honoured that I get to do it.
Okay, it's awesome. Obviously Halloween and fire and bonfire night are just around the corner.
They are indeed.
What are some of your top tips for everyone to keep everyone safe during this time? Especially with this year being that people can't go out the way they'd like to usually.
Yes, of course. Well, we live in very unusual times at the moment, with the pandemic. Obviously, people are going to have fireworks in their homes, but there are some, brilliant safety tips that can keep everybody safe so nobody gets hurt. Obviously, fireworks are very exciting, but always, and this is for the little ones, listen to the grown-ups and remember to stay in a place that is safe and well distanced from the fireworks or the bonfire, and make sure you wrap up warm and don't wear any dressing up clothes, sort of fancy dress, because a lot of those costumes are flammable. And so obviously you don't want a spark from a firework or something getting on them. What else? Oh yes, bonfires, because you might take some time to build a bonfire. It might take a few days. If you do that, before you light it, check for pets or hedgehogs. Hedgehogs love to get under bonfires because it's quite warm and cozy. So just double check there's nothing in there before you set it on fire. Stand a safe distance from the bonfire and do stay close to grown-ups. And also, it might be very tempting to throw something extra onto the bonfire or sort of poke it with a stick, but actually that can be quite dangerous because you never know if something might fall out towards you, or if you throw something in, it could, catapult a piece of burning material towards you. So try to resist that if you can. Don't do that. What else? Oh yeah, be guided by your grown-up, this bonfire night, and don't play in an area where fireworks are being let off. And keep pets indoors. That's very important. Radar, our station dog, will be safely indoors.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I bet that's because I remember when I was younger, I remember getting a really bad burn on sparklers because
yes.
I grabbed the wrong end.
It's incredibly painful, isn't it?
It is.
Well, sparklers are a good thing to talk about. So sparklers, they are very, very pretty. And they're wonderful when they're, you stand there and you write your name in the air. I've done it myself and I still do it. But you must be very, very careful. So keep your sparkly sparklers safely away from other people. And you really mustn't run with them. Never run with a sparkler. What I always think is hold it out at arm's length. So that, you have your arms straight out in front of you at arm's length, holding the sparkler. Now, you should always wear gloves as well when you hold a sparkler. And as I say, keep them away from your body. And then once they've gone out, put them into a bucket of water. Always have that to hand and ready to go before you even light the sparklers. And it's incredibly important that you don't pick them back up, as you learned the hard way.
Yes,
that once it's not sparkly anymore, it is still incredibly hot. So into a bucket of water and don't pick it back out.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's a good tip for anyone for anyone,
Absolutely.
especially when it comes to fire safety.
Well, also adults burn their hands on. You know, everybody thinks, oh, I'm a grown up, I'll be safe. But, you know, anybody can get hurt if they don't think, you know, beforehand, or they don't realize that something is hotter than it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, obviously, you've got a new series that's starting on Cartoonito on Monday.
We do.
What can fans expect from the series?
Oh, I mean, it's you know, obviously when the documentary crew came to sort of say a long time ago, you know, can we film you and everything else, we didn't quite know what to expect. You know, this is series, I believe, series 13, I think. It's a wonderful series, this one, because we had all sorts of incredible adventures. And I think it's one of our most exciting series yet. Yes, it's going to be so much fun. And it's on Cartoonito from Monday, the 26th of October at 7 a.m. and 4 p.m. So I hope everybody's excited to see it. We're very excited for you to get to see it.
Cool. Can you talk about some of your most memorable challenges you faced as a firefighter?
Oh, well, one that springs to mind is when a film was being made in Pontypandy, and I was I a little bit embarrassed, but I got to be the stunt double for the star of the film, and unfortunately, when they were filming in Pontypandy, there was an accident and an explosion, and that was pretty dangerous, and we had to go in and rescue the star. And yeah, that was quite exciting. But I'm very lucky that I have an incredible fire crew, you know, Elvis and Penny and Station Officer Steele and Arnold and Ellie and everybody else. I'm incredibly fortunate to be working with the most wonderful, brilliant firefighters, and who are also, you know, incredible friends. So yes, that's quite memorable. And in this series, we've got some amazing things, you know, sort of a zip line rescue, and Norman fell in the river, and also a story about rescuing a turtle, which had been caught up in plastic that had got wrapped around its neck. So that was an amazing adventure, because sea turtles are the most beautiful creatures, but also we get to, you know, put out the message that you can't just throw plastic away on the beach or just discard it, because, you know, the wind might pick it up and carry it to the water, or even into the forest, and another animal will get into trouble with it. So always, you know, recycle or put it in the bin properly.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I mean, over in the States, they've been dealing with a lot of forest fires. I mean, we don't get those so much over in this country because we don't have the grassland. But do you have any tips and tips for them, for our brothers abroad?
Well, I mean, the fire crews across in the USA are incredible at what they do. You know, they are as well trained and as well equipped as we are. The simple fact of the matter is that they're fighting a world that is changing. You know, I don't think it can be denied. The science is irrefutable that the world is getting warmer, and there are longer, drier days. And unfortunately, if you're not getting regular rain, things do dry out. And all it takes is a spark, or even a discarded bottle, and the sun just hits it right, and it acts like a magnifying glass, and suddenly you have a huge fire. And also the problem is the winds pushing the fire at great speed. I mean, we do get fires. You know, there is a place in, you know, the moors in Yorkshire, when they get dried out, you know, there can be terrible fires that happen, and it's hopefully we can do what's right for the planet and stop putting out so much carbon dioxide, and actually be more green, and hopefully, if we really work hard, we can start to bring the temperature back down to where it should be, and hopefully these terrible, terrible wildfires that are happening in America can be reduced.
Mm. Absolutely, and you touched on it before, but your crew now, these people become like a second family, I would assume.
Very much
because
so.
you're working with them on a day-to-day basis. So, how's that feel to know that your life is kind of in somebody else's hands, and you have to trust them implicitly?
Well, I think you that's literally the correct phrase. Trust them implicitly, and they are my family. You know, it's they're my friends, they're my colleagues, they're my family, and I would trust every single one of them with my life. Obviously, we do drills and training all the time to hone our skills and to learn new skills. We're very lucky in Pontypandy. I mean, obviously, we do have a lot of emergencies, so therefore our funding is quite good. So we're always able to get new equipment and new machinery to help us. So, you know, we have the fire rescue boats, and there's Wallaby 1 and 2, which is Tom Thomas's helicopters. And I mean, I think that's one of my favorite things to do is to get to ride with Tom in the helicopter, get in the harness and get lowered down on the winch as you're flying through the air. There's nothing quite as fun as that.
Absolutely. And on the subject of technology, obviously you've seen a lot of changes over the years. Does the fight for the fighting of fire, does that change much over the years, or is it, or are the fundamentals always the same?
I mean, certainly, but pretty much the fundamentals are the same. It just depends on the situation and what has started the fire. Obviously, if it's electrical, we would use foam, not water, because that, of course, can, you know, you could get badly hurt if you do that. But pretty much, fire is always very unpredictable, especially with, you know, if it's outside with changing winds and things like that. It's incredibly unpredictable. If it is unlucky enough that a home or a building is on fire, you can predict it a little more easily, and you just lots of water, try and get it under control, and try and cut it off from spreading. You know, wet down the surrounding areas as well as hitting the fire, and hopefully you can contain it and stop it from spreading.
Absolutely. So, I mean, what sort of a message do you have for people that are well, not just with fire safety in general? What's your message?
I mean, I think be kind and be mindful. It's very easy to take our eye off the ball, as it were. And if you know, when you're doing things that could be dangerous, just pay attention, keep safe. Of course, people don't intend accidents to happen, but they do. And I suppose my advice would be stay calm, get on the phone and call in the professionals, call in the emergency services. We are trained and paid to do those heroic things. I don't like to call it heroic. That sounds like I'm being big-headed. But to do those things that can be dangerous, and let us do that job. You know, don't try to be a hero if you're not quite sure what you're meant to do. You know, be kind. And in times like this at the moment, I think we all need to remember to be as kind as we can be to others.
Absolutely. And on that subject, I mean, obviously these are difficult times with the pandemic and everything else that's going on. How have you been able to keep yourself occupied and safe, because obviously the safety is quite paramount at the moment. So how do you keep yourself safe during these unpredictable times?
Well, obviously, we all separately, during lockdown, we all separately kept ourselves isolated. But we're very lucky because we are an emergency service. We still need to work. We were just incredibly careful. I mean, obviously wearing masks, and when we're going into fight, we have our rebreather systems. We have our oxygen supplies, so we know that can be clean and sort of kept safe. Just being vigilant, washing your hands for 20 seconds, making sure you really scrub your hands properly, sanitizing, and just following the medical advice and the guidelines. I think that's all we can do, and just be, as I say, think and be vigilant.
Absolutely. Right. Just before I let you go, what you obviously like with being as established and decorated as you are within the department, do people look to you as like a voice of reason and as a fountain of wisdom, as such?
I think so. I hope so. I've been doing this for a very long time, 30 years. So I have a lot of experience, and I love sharing. I mean, that's one of the things I really like to do, is share knowledge and help people get better at their job as a firefighter. But I'm always learning as well. There isn't a day goes by that I don't learn something new. So I think I'm very honored to be in charge, along with Station Officer Steele. But sometimes I don't always come up with the solution. Sometimes it's another member of the fire team that saves the day. So I think we're all, we all help each other, and that's why we're such a good firefighting crew. We do help each other, and we respect each other's skills and opinions.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, this has been great to have a chat with you today. Thank you so much for giving me your time today.
Oh, absolutely. My absolute pleasure.
I look forward to the new series and everything else that you've got coming up.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Listen, take care.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching The Fan Carpet. Please follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram for more content next time.
I'm here on the largest of the Balearic Islands, Mallorca. With the turquoise waters of the Mediterranean Sea, beautiful mountainous landscape, the thriving city of Palma, quaint little market towns, a growing number of luxury hotels, it's no surprise that the likes of Audrey Hepburn and Elizabeth Taylor like to holiday here. So come and join me as I take you round Mallorca.
Thank you for watching The Fan Carpet. If you like this video, be sure to click that thumbs up button at the bottom of your screen. And also be sure to subscribe to the Fan Carpet YouTube channels. They're absolutely free and so much fun too. Be sure to check out the official website, thefancarpet.com. Also, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to stay up to date with reviews, competitions, the latest news, and so much more.